dear ones. Hello, children of light. I am so pleased to be here, to be called into service, to work with you at this time. I am the Archangel Raphael, known as the Angel of Healing. Today I wish to speak to you of the energetic portals of your physical beingness, for there are many ways to communicate, to allow information to flow in and out of your three-dimensional beingness, yet also through the many levels of perception and energy that surround your body. Those which are created by you, those which are in your environment, and those which are co-created when you are interconnecting with other sentient beings on the planet. We call awareness to the chakra system as it is the most well-known and one which you can easily access. Know that the chakras within your physical beingness are portals into the other energetic layers that are around you. You may think of it as an onion, and around you, you are the central core, and around which are many different layers expanding outwards. Many call this the aura and other different bodies that are represented. But think of it as a halo of energy that extends out from all parts of your beingness. Through the center of your being is a channel, and within this channel, energy will flow through from your upper chakras down to the base. Some will find the flow will go in a reverse direction. It is simply a matter of your belief system and which you find to be true. In either case, it is a way, a channel to flow energy. These systems that are within your body allow energy to flow within and out, and also for your energy to flow out and to bring in. It is the being openness to receive. It is the openness to be giving. There are many analogies that can be used, but to think of it as a continual flow in and out of your beingness. And in this way you communicate, in this way you absorb information, energy, emotions, experience. And in this way we find what are the challenges that many of you are experiencing at this time. Many of you in the spiritual community will call them Ascension Symptoms, but others may simply call it physicality or trauma, or experiencing it as a somatic emotions which have stayed in the body and become a physical representation. Some refer to this as dis-ease within the body and beingness. All have different ideas and modalities and theories. There are validity to all. Again, those which are resonating with you that you believe to be true are simply your truth. What is a common thread is that there is an interconnection between all of these points, these physical energy meridians, nerve clusters, areas within the body where the energy or chi, or however you like to call it, prana, begins to move and flow, but can also become stagnant, become blocked, become weak, and therefore you find an interconnected network where these energy points are supporting each other. In some cases, it is like imagining if you had a vertical line, and on this line are pinpoints of light. Each one, we shall do 7 to represent your chakras, the basic chakras, and each of these are channels of information and energy. Again, if you look into different energy sources, you will see that many of them have a lot of information, and a common thread that you will see, for instance, the heart, which resonates with a frequency of light that most will see as green or perhaps pink. And with the heart comes the energy of love and joy, connection with others, love of self. And so each of these points will have their own specific affinities. Now, if you have situations in your life where the energy does not flow freely, where you are finding that it has come on suddenly, such as, let's say you are riding a bike and you fall down and you skin your knee, and the energy of that experience would be different for each individual. Some may simply stand up and brush off their knee and continue on their way. Others may feel like they have had the wind knocked out of them and experience an overwhelming sense of emotion. That might be fear or shock. Others may find that that experience brings up the memory or thought of a previous experience, which is simply an awareness to parts of the body and beingness where that energy has been held onto and not released. And so you will find this in each of the energy points of the body. And when you begin to hold on to these different experiences or emotions, you will find that they have a tendency to become still. Now, understand that is not something to be judged. It is not something that is good or bad. It is simply experience. So perhaps there is a greater learning that you and your higher self have agreed to explore in this particular reincarnation and in this lifetime. And so you will find a particular pattern or thread of these experiences, whether they represent as an emotional disturbance or blockage or one of physicality. You will see this thread throughout your life that has continued to repeat. And so that is your unique expression of that energy. This again is to bring back the point that there is no need to judge it, for it is simply a matter of what you are experiencing in this timeline, in this now moment. If you wish to no longer experience it, then it is a matter of bringing your attention to it and beginning to focus on that and learning to release it, trying many different modalities of healing and work, and to see if something resonates with you that feels like you want to pursue it. And if so, then continue on that path. It's always good to explore a variety of modalities and to see what works for you the best. Now back to the chakra system. When you have these different areas in the body where you can, again, on any level, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and yes, even financial, where you have what you might perceive as a blockage, you will find that often there are other chakras or energy points and meridians that are compensating for that particular space. And so to bring your attention to it in a conscious way is to begin the healing process, and to find that you can allow each one to become a sovereign, which means they stand alone and are independent, but yet they are supporting each other as a complete system. Again, to go back to the analogy of a channel represented by a vertical line, each of the energy points in a vertical line, and you can imagine that each one of them is standing on their own, and yet they are part of a complete system. And so within this channel and this system that goes through the center of your body, we can actually create an opening. And an opening meaning that you are open to receive energies that are in resonance with you, as opposed to opening up your energy field to allow in anything. We do not want to do that. What you wish to do is to be very clear in what you want to work with those guides and energies that you feel comfortable with, to work with myself, should you choose, and any of the other ascended masters or healers, spiritual and in your physical timeline. So to make that conscious choice to connect into doing healing work is the first step to make that conscious choice into acknowledging that there are points in the physical body, emotional or spiritual, that you wish to allow more freedom of movement. And as you begin to release the old, whether that is memories that you might find traumatic or disturbing, whether that is somatic energy that has decided to take up residence in a particular part of the body, and when conscious awareness goes to that part and you begin to initiate healing with different modalities, whether that is physical hands-on body work such as massage or acupuncture or whichever modality you like, or whether it is energetic healing or Reiki, once you bring your consciousness to that area, it begins to lift up and off. Do not forget, dear one, that you are a body of energy, of light. If you are held into the third dimension and you are listening to this recording with a bit of skepticism or curiosity, to take it into your scientific mindset that on the molecular and atomic structure, we are simply different particles vibrating together. Different particles that have decided to come together and to represent themselves from the micro, macro up to the tangible experience that you have in your walking life. Simply come to vibrate together as a being. And within that being, a beautiful house to be embodied and shared with the energy and light that you would call your higher self, your soul, your beingness, your I am presence. It is a collection that works together. And so when we talk of resonance and vibration and frequency, we are speaking, of course, of the spiritual energies and waves of light that come through, of which you are made, but also the frequency and vibration of you as a molecular atomic being in this three-dimensional representation. And so, to bring that towards a healing idea, you would see that where there is these areas of blockage or stuckness or density. Density is a good word, as this is an experience in this 3D construct of density, of polarity, of light and dark and dense and clear, that you have that in the physical body as well. And so, to open your mind to these concepts, you can see whether you are resonating with the spiritual concepts or the physical concept, the scientific. It is the same thing. It is simply about resonance. And finding that your consciousness and awareness of these areas where the vibration is not moving in a free way, not flowing easily, that is what we would call density or stuckness. To start the healing process is simple. It is to become aware that there is something that you wish to heal. Now do know that you are a complete, beautiful being. There is never anything wrong with you. It is simply what you are choosing to experience in this timeline. Outside of this third-dimensional construct, you are a being of light. You have just decided to come into this earth plane to experience yourself in a physical body and to experience all the delights and options available that are not on a different frequency or different, as you might say, dimension. In the third dimension, you have all sorts of treats to try, and whether you see them as pleasure or pain, as healing or as illness, is entirely your perception. This again goes back to why there is no right or wrong. It is simply having that experience in this timeline as you have chosen. However, when you do find that there are areas that you feel are restricting you, that you wish to change the resonance of your beingness to shift into a different experience, often, as many healers will say, you will find there is probably a bit of resistance. Or you could have what many healers also would refer to as a healing crisis, where the symptoms that you are experiencing on whatever level become a bit agitated or amped up, and you feel perhaps seeing it as, why am I having this experience again? Have I not cleared this before? Have I not gone through this many, many times? Well, the answer here is twofold. Yes, you have. But also you are getting ready to jump into a different vibration. And sometimes there is resistance, perhaps conscious or not, but that creates an amplification. So you are amplifying into a different vibration. And as this is happening, there is a bit of a shift. And that threshold between these two vibrations is where you can sense this speeding up, known also as, how come I am experiencing these same symptoms again? I thought they were cleared. You see, it is the same thing. And then simply a matter of allowing it to let go, and you have then shifted into a different vibration. There are many, many schools of thought on this, many different delivery systems on the same base concept. It is simply a matter of finding what resonates with you. But if you are ready to move into that space, then again, it is a matter of acknowledging consciously that there is something that you wish to move forward from, to let go of. We'll go back to the analogy of having fallen off your bike and skinned your knee. And so again, each person has their own expression. Let's say that this particular example, this person has an expression where they are remembering a trauma from when they were a child, where they skinned their knee. And in that moment, because they were small and they were alone and learning to be independent and exercising their free will, it might have been very scary. So perhaps there was not a parent or guardian around, and they were hurt and felt like they were all alone for the first time. And so this created within them an experience that they have held on to for a very long time, one they might not even have been consciously aware of. And so falling from a bike as an adult and having a similar injury will bring back that experience. You might call this a flashback. Some people that experience this at a more severe and intense level repeatedly, we call this post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, but this is a term that is often bandied around quite frequently. It actually has a deeper and more profound meaning and resonance to those than something like this, but it is a similar experience. So really we have one experience that is bringing back the memory of a previous one, and so rather than being in the current moment, in the current timeline, you are instead consciously reliving that moment as you did the first, when for you in that moment it would have been much more of a heightened experience. So to fall from a bike as a child for the first time versus falling from a bike as an adult, having had experiences and knowledge and information and independence, you can see that there is quite a difference. And so this is how this energy is now in this example, in this person's beingness. And so they have been reminded now consciously that, there is something that I have held on to for a very long time. Now, do I wish to continue holding it? Or do I wish to let it go? In our example, we'll say that they wish to let it go. They no longer wish to feel traumatized or have that experience of fear and abandonment that they might have had the first time. Even if the guardian was 40 feet away, that child in that moment would not have seen them and would have had that experience of fear and abandonment, and that energy would go into the physical beingness. And so as an adult, we now have this experience, and we say, all right, I have skinned my knee, but yet I'm having a fear response, and I'm feeling physically upset and cold, and like my body is pulling inwards, and my heart is feeling very sad. And I'm having these emotions that are perhaps not actually related to this experience whatsoever. And there we begin to see an opening into moving forward, into healing. And there we can now take our conscious awareness, and this person may say, all right, I wish to let this go. It no longer serves. I understand that this was an old experience. I see that it has impacted me throughout my life. I see that there is a pattern that this experience has repeated. I wish to change that now. How can I do it? And this is where you begin to take the knowledge of the internal and that awareness and look outside and say, where is healing that I can resonate with? Do I wish to do this on myself, perhaps through breathwork and yoga and stretching, perhaps through doing reflexology or whatever, Reiki, whatever energies that you feel you can work with on your own? Or perhaps you feel much more comforted or like you are having a better response working with someone who does energetic healing, who can work with your energy and beingness, albeit at a distance, if they are doing it distance-wise. Or perhaps you like the physicality of touch, and then you wish to work with somebody who is doing hands-on work, whether, again, that is massage or physiotherapy or any of the modalities that you might resonate with, yoga also. Or perhaps you are looking for a combination of all of these things. The point of the matter is now you have identified a pattern. You can see the beginning. You can see where it has been held. You can see how it is affecting you now in your current timeline. And now you have that conscious awareness to say, I am ready to let it go. I am ready to work on this myself or get assistance from a healer and work on it with me at the same time. And this is how we release that energy. And again, you might refer to it as a blockage in the chakra, or where there is energy that is being held. And so this is how we begin to see the channels open in the physical being. And why do we want to see that? We wish to see that because when these energetic centers are in flow, and the energy is moving easily in and out, you are able to assimilate the information that you need to move forward, but also you are able to share that with others, to share your information, your love, your emotions, your healing, should you choose to do healing work. All of this flow that comes back and forth with ease. And also it allows for you to bring in energy from higher realms, to work with angelics, to work with those like myself, or ascended masters and healers. There are many to work with. Whatever resonates with you is perfect for you. But also your connection with your higher self, and to know that that energy can simply come through from your higher chakras to flow down into your body beingness. For those of you who have a true earth connection with Mother Earth Gaia, or perhaps the energies of the earth, the elementals, and those sentient beings which reside within the earth, you might feel the resonance in the lower earth star and root chakra and sacral. It doesn't matter where you feel the resonance. Again, it is about the flow and the balance and finding what is connecting with your beingness and following the energy that makes you feel good. It is a very simple way to approach healing, to understand that it is very with ease, easy, that you can be at peace. It is very much the way of the third dimensional construct, with its myriad experiences, to make things quite complex. And complexity is simply a matter of choosing many different experiences at the same time, and then perhaps getting overwhelmed by it, which can create anxiety. Or conversely, anxiety is future projecting, but conversely, if you are holding on to ideas and energy from the past, that can create guilt or resentment. So both again are different ways of your energy flowing out and projecting into a different time instead of being within your body and your beingness and allowing you to be present and to be able to experience with ease and flow. So that is where the complexity comes from. When you find yourself in the state of mind that you are ready to let go of that which you feel does not serve any longer, that which you are no longer wanting to hold on to, then you are in a conscious awareness that you are ready to heal. So that is simply what healing is. It is bringing your conscious awareness to those energies that you have held on to that no longer serve you, whether that is in your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual bodies, and drawing your attention to it, and then choosing to work on that area yourself, or working with another healer to help you to let go of what you don't wish to hold on to. This also applies to all of you who are working as healers. Do remember you need to heal yourself first and to be continually aware of the energy as you shift and flow, working with others, and to find those who resonate with you also. It is a fun and exciting journey that you are on. Do live it to the fullest. Try to experience all that you can. I wish you so much love and joy in your journey. You may call upon me at any time if you wish to have my energy around you, if you wish to work with me specifically in healing, if you wish to work with a conduit that channels my energy and my voice directly, however feels comfortable and safe and aligned and resonates with you. Again, that is the key point in any of the work that you are doing with yourself, that you wish to find what resonates with you and move forward with it. I love you very much. I look forward to connecting with you again. I am the Archangel Raphael. Call upon me as you need, and know that I am there for your assistance in healing of yourself or of others. I love you very much, and I look forward to being with you in the next now moment.